fucking legend.
Yeah. Shout out the boys.
All right, let's get her going here, boys.
No, we're already going. We're
episode
going.
38 now.
Yeah.
We're on episode 38. We're on to now. First time we've ever been together doing one of these live in person.
All right, wait, backing up. The Uber Eats just showed up.
The fat guy in the middle of the pod.
Right
at the start. Right at the start.
Get them on here on the pod. Tell them to go ahead and fucking feature guest.
Someone do a clap. Start it again.
No, we don't need the claps. We don't need the claps. We
got it.
We'll let Ty do his intro off the top of the head.
We're already going. We're going. This is the first time we've ever done a podcast all together in person. First time I've seen Dylan Kelly here in fucking 10 years. First time these two have met. I guess you guys fucking drove up here for how many hours to drive you guys to take out?
It was about 3.5, I think.
Yeah, so.
Me, Stu, and B. Nix.
First time these guys meet each other, 3 fucking hour car ride. That must have been a fucking journey. Hey, how was the ride up here, first of all?
It was pretty fucking clean. I mean, I take 1,000 years to tell a story. I'm already fucking up, choking up my words. So, I got about a story and a half on the whole ride here. So it was a great ride. I hear Strom in the fucking background rustling the bags around like you couldn't care less. So that's great. But yeah.
No, the ride was good. I was happy we had our boy B. Nix here. Rode up with Stu because if not, then Stu was just going to tell the same story for about 7 hours straight. And we had our guy B. Nix at least to hold him in line. And he was able to say, like, hey, like, okay, so get to the story. Get to the point. It was a great ride. It's great to meet the boys. Like I said, I've talked to Stu for probably, fucking 100 hours on a pod.
37 episodes.
37 episodes, 100 hours. I've been boys with Ty forever, but haven't talked to him in 10 years. It's been a great weekend. It's been a great shit to, meet the boys and hang out with the boys and have a weekend. That's why we're doing live pods. We're doing real pods. It's been great.
The whole fucking reason we all got together to do this shit was because of the fucking Sens versus Leafs game. So, I'm not holding it close. You can just fucking say it.
We are rookies on the mic, boys.
Fucking tell me
rookies on the mic.
Yeah, but the reason we all got together was to fucking go see the Sens and Leafs. And what a game it was. Fucking shootout. 10th round of the shootout went to?
Nice.
9 or 10 round, whatever the fuck it was. Matt Murray standing on his head. I'll give you guys that one. Matt Murray
52 shots.
52 shots.
48 saves.
And honestly, I was giving Brandon sitting behind the camera over here. I was giving this guy shit saying, I think you were even saying, Brandon over there was saying Matt Murray's looking tired out there. Like the fucking, after the third period, maybe 10 minutes left in the game or something like that. You looked at him after he made a big save and he was slow to get up. He looked like he was, gasping for air. But he got to shootout, even overtime, but got to shootout time. The guy was fucking standing on his head out there. Yeah. So shout out Matt Murray. But what a hell of a game. Like if you're gonna go see a hockey game and get your money's worth for it, we definitely did that, lad. So good call. Stu pretty much was the mastermind behind putting this whole trip together, getting this beauty Airbnb where we're recording this from. So
yeah, hopefully you don't catch fines. I mean, this is a late pod, and we're pretty loud. So
fuck last. Well, yeah, I think we were a lot louder last.
Yeah, we're on the tail end of a bender right now, so.
Yeah. You know what? Fines will be paid. There's no problem. Shout out Stuart Hendy. How about that Leafs dub? You're right. How about it? And you know what? The only thing is it was a great game. You couldn't ask for more. Great job on Stewie J. Good Airbnb. Good seats. Shitty arena, but he couldn't do anything with that. No, great fucking game. Great time. You couldn't ask for anything better. Matt Murray making a save. It's funny. I looked right at Stu when he said that because every time Matt Murray goes down. And you would know this too. Every time he goes down, you just fucking pray that he gets up because there's about a 40% chance that he ain't getting up.
Yeah.
And tonight, he stood on his head, and that might mean he has a broken neck and he never play again. But he did stand on his head tonight.
I gotta ask you, DK. What do you got against the Sens arena? You keep saying it's such a fucking shitty arena. What the fuck's that on, man?
I just know they're getting a new one, so now you get to chirp the old one, knowing that there's a new one. I didn't love it.
The location's kind of shit, and that's why they've been talking about fucking years of moving it out of Canada to downtown Ottawa because you fucking saw the mess. Even we went to the bar after the game and waited for the big crowd to clear out, and even then we were waiting for our Uber and it was still a fucking mess of fucking Uber drivers and people not knowing how to fucking drive, right? Like it was a fucking mess out there, and that
we
was
had to walk
down
a mile-long tunnel there to get to the Uber.
Well, how about even the Uber driver on the way there just fucking on the brakes were rocket, dude. It was a hell of a time getting there. It was a hell of a time getting out of there.
I thought he went the wrong way there at first because we drove past the CTC, went all the way around, right? I guess fucking that's the way you got to get in.
Shout out the Crazy Horse. Some people pay their tab, some people don't. We went to the Crazy Horse. I'm not going to point fingers at who doesn't pay their tab, but I think of the three, if you're looking at Instagram Live, if you know the pod, There's a guy on here that doesn't pay his tab, but shout out to Crazy Horse. It was a good time last night for the fellas.
That was, yeah, shout out Crazy Horse. Fucking hell of a time there. Fuck, some guy bought me a picture just for fucking wearing an Alfie jersey there. Like, the fucking vibes were going for Sens fans. Even your buddy there was wearing his Leafs jersey, and I think he caught a little bit of heat for wearing it. And then he also said there was a group of people fucking praising him for that. Like, at the Sens game tonight, there was a lot of Leafs jerseys there. Like, it was a mixed... where do you think?
It was like 80% Leafs. It was
I would say it was 80-20 for sure.
There was more Go Leafs Go than Go Sens Go for sure.
Fuck, I just was louder than them. I was fucking I was excited. Like, there was probably 10 Leafs fans beside me. I was like, I gotta be louder than all 10 of these guys fucking screaming out there. I was having a blast. Even though the Sens lost, like that was great time.
Unbelievable game. I will say, I'm not to shout myself out before the game. I'm sitting here with our guy Bacon,
2 out of 3 nice jerseys.
Fucking Strom. We're going, and I said I'm gonna bet this game to go into overtime. I think it's gonna be a close game. Guess which game went into overtime? But the thing that I said to Stu right up top, where I agree it's 80-20, maybe even 90-10, is that right off the hop, the Leafs come out and they're getting cheered, and the Sens come out to start before the game, like, you know what I mean? They're running out of the tunnel, they're getting booed in their home barn. And I said, that must be tough in your fucking home barn to get booed as you're fucking coming out. Where are you not going to get booed if you're getting booed in your home barn? That being said, that's Leafs travel well. It's cheaper to go to a game in Ottawa and make a weekend out of it like we did.
Well,
that's why you go.
Is that your first time going to a Sens versus Leafs game in Ottawa?
Oh, it's my first. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I've been to a few, and it's always been like that, man. I was even talking going into the arena there with the guys in front of us. I was saying that, like, you guys were mentioning how many blue jerseys there were there, and it's because all the people from Toronto and all around Niagara. Cam behind the camera, shout out Cam for doing a great job setting up the camera work we got going and shit. But they come from all across the country to go see a game where it's not going to completely drain your bank account to go fucking see the Leafs at home, right? Like, fucking buddy in front of us was saying he went all the way from Toronto to Ottawa, rented a hotel, probably bought beers at the rink, probably went to the bar and shit, whatever. Cheaper than going to see just to buy a ticket in Toronto, which is like, it's a fucking scam, right? Like,
I wouldn't say it's a scam. It's just that you can charge what you can charge, and in Toronto it's going to cost more regardless. You know, it's whatever.
I don't know.
You know what's going to sell out?
You know, or like fucking like. I feel like a lot of Leafs games in Toronto, a lot of those tickets get to you know, executives at different, you know, businesses and shit. A lot of tickets are handed out to people that don't necessarily care about the Leafs. They just got them from work, like tickets from work and shit. You go to an Ottawa game versus the Leafs in Ottawa, or go to Buffalo and see the Leafs in Buffalo play in the Sabres rink. It's the same deal. It's the same. I guess even the guys in front of us were talking about Montreal versus the Leafs, and that's a bit of a different story because they're such diehard Habs fans. Even when Montreal comes to Ottawa, it's similar. Like, probably not the same with the Leafs. You don't notice it as much because you look out of the crowd and people see all the blue, right? Well, at least like the Habs, they kind of blend in because they're wearing red jerseys too. But there was a lot of Leaf fans there for sure.
We're gonna do a trust circle later, and I think during the trust circle, Ty could say, like, you know, Leafs fans always get a bad rap. You know, in Toronto, like you say, it's a lot of executives, but the Leafs fans travel well. And they're fucking loud, and they're passionate. Yeah. And you could see that in an arena like tonight. Like, you know what I mean? You go to an Ottawa Senators versus Leafs games, and it felt like it was like a Leafs home game to a certain extent. I'm not saying the Ottawa Senators fans aren't passionate, but I am saying that for sure the fucking Leafs fans were heard louder than the Sens. Every Go Sens Go chant was done within 4 seconds because there's just more Leafs fans there going, go, let's go.
Weird. That's what happens when you're outnumbered, right? And it's
that's what I mean, yeah. But they travel well.
Yeah, no, 100%. Are the Leafs not the most popular team in the NHL for fans? Like, they're probably up there. Maybe.
I would say they're the biggest team in the NHL. They're the mecca of hockey. They're the biggest team in hockey. I would say the Leafs in terms of that. Like, the Yankees are the mecca of baseball in terms of MLB, and I would say that the Leafs are the mecca of hockey in terms of the NHL.
Yeah.
Name a team that's bigger.
It's fucking this guy talking with his Leafs team. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
You want everybody hates the Yankees.
I hate the Yankees. Fuck the Yankees. I would hate the Leafs.
It's the same deal, yeah. It's pretty much the same thing. Well, there's a few teams though, like the Habs are the same way, and fucking a lot of the original six, like, really fucking. Did you get Strom in the background of that shot there? If you're watching on Instagram Live, there, Strom's behind the camera, just fucking goofballing around out here. Strom, you got the Uber Eats though, right? Fucking, we're good to go. This guy says Mecca. Stewie Handy is agreeing with you there.
The Mecca of hockey?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mecca. Yeah, all day. Stewie Handy. He knows what he's talking about. That's why. The Mecca of hockey is in Toronto. The Mecca of baseball is in New York. We're all set.
Sorry to interrupt. Low battery.
Uh-oh. All right, well, if...
Just cancel it because it paused, paused the live.
The charger over here.
Pause? Yeah.
Oh, no, it's just buffering. There's a charger to your right, Bacon. I know on the pod you're going to be listening to this, and like maybe you'll hear it still. We are doing live on Instagram. So make sure, we'll probably might be doing this sometime in the future. If the boys fucking ever meet up, you got to make sure you watch the Bucks on Nucks Instagram and follow it because we're going live on Insta.
This pod, too, we got to say, like, coming into this one, we don't have a lot prepped here. So I was thinking even, like, I don't know if you guys want to just keep talking about the hockey game or move on to even, like, UFC was going on tonight. We didn't really watch all the fights, but fucking, like, Justin Gaethje got the W as, like, a plus 200 and something underdog, and Leon Edwards, I don't know, we didn't watch the fights, but fucking Edwards got another W by decision. Crazy weekend of sports, and like you got March Madness going on too, and you already mentioned Crazy Horse Bar. You want to talk about that a little bit, DJ?
Do I want to talk about it, or do
do
I want to talk about it, or do you want to talk about it? Because you that made the call.
But I don't watch basketball at all, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But you can tell the story at Crazy Horse there last night.
I'll tell the story because it was a Ty Demra legend fucking pick. And it was we're sitting there, we're watching a game. It was Miami it was a 5 versus 12. I forget what 12 was. It doesn't matter. Watch Miami, and Ty looks at me and he goes, "Should we bet Miami money line?" And I triple took at him, and I was saying,
well, it's because their logo, dude. That's going off the fucking Irish colors of their logo. It had nothing to do with any it had no fucking education on basketball or like any fucking logic behind making that pick.
But I triple took and I said, "Are you sure you want to fucking do that?" Like money line, Miami money line, and we started going around the table. Miami money line, Miami money. Well, of course, I think it was about plus 255, plus 245. We hit it at that, and sure as fucking shit, Ty comes through in the clutch, and the boys win big on fucking Miami coming back in a game. They were down to the 5 seed. They were down, but you always bet the better team in college basketball. Ty knew it. We hit it big, and it was just the start of a great night at the Crazy Horse.
Well, and if you're talking about, betting on the better basketball team, what about, was it Purdue there fucking choking? Like, Stewie J, got anything to say on that? Because I know you fucking had them winning the tourney, did you not?
God, I didn't put that one on Bedstamp. Didn't publicize that one. But I took them literally the day before that. Or I took them that morning before we were
driving up. We were driving up, and you
number
were
one seed, and they lost to what? Like
I took Purdue to win the tournament,
nuts.
And they lost first round of 64. So
that's fun.
Hey man, I think the Zach Edey is his name. He's like that big 7-footer fucking center that
7'5", yeah.
Yeah, 7'5", dish it around. He can shoot. He can do everything pretty much, and he's like he's a demon in college basketball, and like everyone was gassing. I think he's like going to be the player of the year. So I was like, when a college team has a guy like this, I feel safe at least getting my value at plus 1,200. I think it was. I'm like, all right, I'm willing to put some money on that, and I got fucking skunked, boys.
Yep. Well, and as you're talking, I don't want to neglect the chat here. Shout out Stuart Hendy. He said, "Have a good one, boys. Have a good one, Stu." Thanks for popping into the chat. But no, even on the drive up, Stu and I are talking, and I forget what exactly we said, but you said something about Purdue, and I was like, "Oh yeah, fucking, they're like one of the 1 seeds that I really like. I really enjoy. I think they're gonna be good." And then we're at the bar, and I look at Stu, and my eyes are bullets in my head. I said, "Stu, Purdue lost." I did not remember it. You know what I mean? They lost. What the fuck just happened? I couldn't believe it. No, but it was a March Madness is going on. It's always crazy. It's always a good time.
Look at this guy.
We got more beers. Our boy Bacon, our fucking guy. He's filming. Shout out Bacon.
Best camera guy on the fucking planet right there. How many camera guys you know fucking deliver beers like that? That's pretty damn.
Oh, that was unbelievable. That's an MVP move.
That was not like. Out of nowhere.
MVP move.
Oh, there's more coming. Look at that. We're fucking.
Oh, I get one too.
We're firing on all cylinders tonight, I guess.
Oh no, we're always firing on all cylinders. You know what I'm saying? Like we're talking. We're sitting in front of here. We got a bunch of drinks. We're polluting the body like all day long. Like we said, the boys are fucking in one. We're ready to go. It's the most casual pod we've ever done. And it's nice to meet the boys, right? Like, you know what I mean? You have a weekend. We got our fucking guy Strom here. Shout out his Twitch, Stromonopolis. Yeah, we got fucking our boy here. We got our boy B Nix. We got everyone here. It's just a great time. We're fucking doing just a quick pod, like Ty said. First pod we've ever done, probably with no notes.
Yeah, 100%. And the first ever in person.
Yeah, you didn't hear the common Ty intro.
Yeah, true. Actually, that is
You
true.
might not even hear a bam, ba, bam, bam. This one, I might just put
It
it
might
right
just
up.
be the boys just talking shit to start. Yeah.
Just caught that. You doing
It
that.
might be.
right there,
You
Phil,
might
that
hear our
was,
sound check before
Well,
we started
fuck,
here.
you
For the
Yeah.
Instagram live, we'll do a little cheers for the fellas. We'll hope that
We still got turbos going.
We still got
here.
turbos
We
going.
got beers going out
Cheers.
too. Cheers, lads.
Cheers, boys.
Yo,
It's always
D-
good.
You know
DK, sorry, Ty, to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
We can't neglect talking about, because this is the first episode since the Jon Jones
could've.
take went a little bit viral on socials.
I wasn't gonna bring that up.
Yeah, you were
I
thrown
didn't
to the
want to have
wolves.
to go there, you know.
And
This guy.
twice by me. I'm bringing you up again, but you have to. I mean, like, you have to bring it up. That's what's, you know what I'm saying. That's what's fucking the hot topic right now. Even the repeat listeners, the guys that follow the channel, you know what I'm saying. They even hopped in the chat and weren't afraid to be like. I know our boy Soupy, common listener, common
I know,
commenter.
I commented
He
back,
came
my
in
guy.
and said, he came in and said, "Come on, DK, like usually the takes are solid, but this one needs some fucking reevaluating." So I just want to. You just need to, you just need to explain yourself with that one.
No, I don't. I will double down, triple down. You know what you're talking about, the listeners knowing me.
What was the
I will
take,
tell
first of all? What was the take?
Time out.
Just for those that haven't heard the
No,
take.
I'll double, triple, quadruple down. I think the guy who needs to fucking speak here is the UFC legend, which is Ty. I think we need his take on it first. And I said that Jon Jones is no longer a main event draw. I'm not excited to see his next fight. I don't think he should be the main event. I think he should be the fucking co-main on a fucking Conor McGregor card in like fucking what do they call it? International Fight Week in July in Vegas. That's what I think he should be. I think there should be a bigger fight than him. I think he's no longer a draw. And I said on the post, and I'm looking into the camera as I say this, he's no longer a main event draw.
That's
and I
horseshit.
said,
That's
For
like
you,
he's
crazy.
no longer a main event talent.
Yeah.
I'm a casual. I've always said this, but I think the guy that
I
needs
feel
to say
like-
something is Ty. I got
Well,
away with saying that because our UFC god was away.
You
so I
say
took advantage of it.
You say that like because you're casual, you don't think he's a draw, but I feel like casuals would only tune in for a fight. Like if
I don't
you're
wa-
like the people that don't watch UFC at all, when they hear that Jon Jones is fighting, that's like the one time they tune in.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Jon Jones
7
will-
years ago.
No,
No,
right?
it's
Like
still-
last,
Bef-
like 2
before-
weekends ago. Actually,
Yo,
2
bef-
weekends ago.
Before all the fucking DUIs, before him hitting a pregnant woman, before him getting
No, 2
arrested for doing
weekends ago was
crack.
after all that.
Yeah, but I bet you 2 weekends ago was his least selling pay-per-view in terms of when he was in his prime to now, but it was his least selling pay-per-view. So
Well,
the
that's
casuals
true.
are stopping fucking
No,
going.
it's
are
true that
stopping
he's
tuning in.
not in his prime anymore. Maybe he's not selling as many
He's not
pay-per-views as he
entertaining.
did in his prime. Like he's not going to sell as many as Chimaev or something when he goes for his title shot.
Or
kind of thing.
McGregor.
You might
or
have. What were the
anybody
numbers?
else.
He might have
What were the
done
numbers?
great.
And you can't
He-
say
I
he's
don't
not in
have
his
the-
prime.
I
You
don't
won
have
it.
I don't have the numbers.
He might have been
He
better
won the
actually.
belt.
It might have
And-
been better because he was been gone for so long. Like how many years ago did he?
That's what I mean.
3 years,
Yeah,
3 years off.
It probably sold
got-
tons.
yeah,
It was probably the
yeah.
biggest card yet
And
this
they-
year.
No, I guarantee it was.
Same with when
wasn't?
McGregor.
I
comes.
guarantee it. I don't know, but I guarantee it wasn't the biggest card because I bet you the Volkanovski, like the actual pound for pound 1 versus 2, was a bit better selling pay per view than.
I'm
Jon
saying
Jones.
versus Jones's other fights in his past.
I
Like,
bet you it
Jones
was low
is-
on the totem pole.
I don't know.
I think
man.
him and DC was sold a lot better. I think him versus Shogun sold better. I think him versus Lyoto Machida sold better. I think him versus Rampage sold better. I would say this was probably 8, 9, 10 on his fucking pay per. He's main evented a lot of pay per views, boys. I'm saying he's not the main event talent anymore.
No, see,
Yes,
that's what you said and you
whatever,
fucked
man.
up.
I
He
meant
is
the main event draw.
You
I
really
meant the
said
main
you
event
won the
draw.
heavyweight belt in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, the heavyweight division fucking sucks. He was fighting Cyril Gane. He wasn't fighting Francis Ngannou or Stipe Miocic.
That
and
was a
Daniel
shame
Cormier.
that Ngannou
Yeah,
left
I
the
agree
UFC,
with
and
that.
it should have been that
Ngannou-
fight. But the
You're
next,
about to
guy-
get double
you know what's going to be next?
Double roasted again.
You know I'm
Next,
quadrupling down.
Yeah, I know, but
trying to think who would have
I
the
thought you
next
were gonna
title
fucking
shot,
reword
and it's
it.
going to be another
Stipe,
main.
I think. It's got to be Stipe.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was thinking
Does it though?
Pavlovich. Yeah, no, that makes sense for sure. I was thinking Pavlovich, but Stipe, he was calling out Stipe and everything. That's going to be another one that fucking sells big, man. That's another fucking fight that even the casuals will be tuning in for because he's always going to be a draw because he's the greatest of all time. And you can argue against that, and like, yeah, you could say Habib's the greatest of all time. You
I don't
could-
believe in that.
What? Habib's the greatest of all. You don't believe Habib is?
No, that was
GSP?
on the spot. I would say it was, yeah, so that was on the spot. I just threw out Khabib. But I think if I had to pick a greatest of all time, it would be the Anderson Silva. It would be GSP would probably be above that. And
Silva just got inducted to the UFC Hall of Fame, by the way, too. Like,
They had one of the
announced.
best 180, best runs. I think GSP's was more dominant, but I think they were pretty similar. Like I said, Khabib just because it was off the top of my head. We were thinking about it, right? I said goat ass or whatever. But I do think you're right. I think the goat is either GSP or Silva. You can bring in Jones as an asterisk because he tested positive for steroids, so is it really the GOAT? But I do think I will never actually disagree with my take of I do think that he's not. I bet you that was his 9th highest selling pay-per-view of his whole career, and he's not that main event draw that he used to be because it was kind of a boring fight, and the heavyweight division stinks. It stinks, and that's why he's not a draw. If he was in the lightweight division, yeah, he'd be fucking the most popular guy in the world, but the heavyweight division sucks because Francis Ngannou isn't in it. If it was Francis Ngannou versus Jon Jones, it'd be the highest selling pay-per-view possibly of all time in the UFC, but it wasn't that. Cyril gone.
Yeah, it's a shame that Ngannou left.
I agree. Can we get your take on that too, Ty? Because we haven't had that since.
Yeah, well, I don't even fucking know all the details of what happened there. I think it came I know him and Dana White had a lot of beef. I think over fighter pay, right? But I think Dana treated him pretty well, compared to other fighters in the UFC and shit, And I don't know what happened behind the scenes and why they have so much beef, but. I don't even know if I really have a take on him leaving. It's just a shame that he left. But I also saw that Dana White said, "I don't ever say never." I think is what he said. I'll never say never, but when it comes to Ngannou coming back to the UFC, that's a never. I'll give you a never on that, which is a shame. But I'm excited to see where he goes.
I was gonna say, can I get a prediction on where you think he goes next? Is it PFL? Is it Bellator?
Imagine this.
Boxing.
Imagine this. This is. I know this organization is trying really, really hard to get this guy, Ngannou, but I don't know if they ever will or what. I think they would spend big bucks more than UFC was paying him to get him bare knuckle boxing.
Dude, I think
BKFC. They were as soon as he announced he was leaving the UFC, they were tweeting at him the official BKFC Twitter and shit, and BKFC's nothing compared to UFC. They're up and coming. They need these big names. They keep stealing these guys from the UFC,
Yeah, but the has-beens kind of,
and there hasn't been a massive name to go over there. But someone like Ngannou signs there, that would fucking skyrocket. That would make so much sense for them to get a guy like that. But Ngannou just seems like he's tough to work with. It's probably his agent that deals with all that shit, right? So,
do you have a take on Ngannou?
No, I was just laughing. I was just imagining Francis Ngannou and BKFC bare knuckle boxing. There might be deaths. There might actually be deaths. That's actually a dangerous. Yeah, that's a dangerous scenario to even think
BKFC
about.
Is dangerous.
I don't mean to laugh. It's true. It's so true.
It's dangerous enough as a sport, and imagine this guy. And I think it was Dana White when he was in Dana's Good Books talking about the power of Ngannou's punch. He said it's basically the same as taking a sledgehammer at full speed to the cranium, or being hit by being hit by a Ford Focus going 100 kilometers an hour or something like that, or whatever. Imagine this guy with no gloves on, just bare knuckles, swinging for the fucking fences. Insane. That'd be insane. That's what I want to see. I don't know I don't know if that's realistic, but that's what I want to see.
So, because
I love BKFC.
What I think he's gonna do, and this is a casual guy's take him, some casual. We saw it on the TikTok comments, right? Most casual motherfucker ever. Yeah, I'm the most casual UFC fan. I think that Francis Ngannou will go do boxing. I think he'll box Tyson Fury. I would love to see him box Deontay Wilder. Just another, you know what I mean? Anthony Joshua. Just these big heavyweight boxers. I think that's where he's going to make his money. Yeah. I don't want to see it. I'd rather see him in bare knuckle.
I don't want to see him boxing unless it's bare knuckle. But I also, I don't want to see this guy in a fucking boxing match for some reason.
I agree with you. Because I don't give a fuck to see him in Bellator, or I don't give a fuck to see him in PFL or wherever Demetrius Johnson is.
I'd rather see him in PFL or one championship or an MMA league than boxing. I think maybe that's a bad take though, because
name one fighter in PFL or Bellator heavyweight division. Name one fighter that you'd love to see Francis Ngannou fight, because I don't know them personally. I'm a casual, right?
I don't even follow too close either.
That's the only reason why I just the name value of going to boxing and fighting. You know what I mean? Fighting Joshua or Wilder or Fury. That's why I think he would do that, because I just don't think that any other MMA league other than UFC has any draw in the heavyweight division.
When it comes to PFL or one championship or any of those leagues, whenever I hear about someone that's the champion there or someone big or something like that, it's okay, when's Dana White going to go out and try and snag that guy and bring him to the UFC kind of thing? But in this situation, it's Ngannou left the UFC, and it's kind of he hasn't done anything for fucking 6 months. When was his last fight? I have no idea.
A long time ago.
And he's in his prime. He was a heavyweight champion of the world. He's very talented. He can fucking hit like a sledgehammer.
2 years ago that they've been negotiating a contract.
His last fight was against Gone, right?
I don't have the year. I would guess it was 2021 maybe.
The reason I say I'd rather see him in and this is why I say it's a bad take too. I'd rather see him in MMA because
I would too.
His only disadvantage is like being out wrestled or being grappled or something. Like otherwise, he's gonna smoke people from his power, or he's gonna gas out and just get chipped away at by someone that's faster than him. It's like I don't want to watch. If it's bare knuckle, I want to watch.
Oh, 100%, I agree with you.
Even boxing, it would be fun to see him knock people the fuck out in boxing, but
Yo, Ty, I want to ask you a question then. Let's say, by some miracle, Francis Ngannou ends up coming back to fight Jon Jones in the UFC for the heavyweight belt.
Never gonna happen, but
I know, but who wins that fight?
Jones for sure.
Really?
Can I ask another question?
Here's the Jones hater about to speak. Yeah,
Jones for sure. Just he's a way more well-rounded fighter. Jones is like one of the most well-rounded fighters of all time. That's why they call him the GOAT, because anywhere it goes, if it's striking, if it's grappling, if it's wrestling, he does everything.
All right, so this is what I'm saying. Should show you.
Gas tank.
You just gassed up Ngannou for like 10 minutes, and then I asked, and he's like, "Oh, but Jones for sure." But then you're telling me he's not a main event
draw.
Well, yeah, talent is definitely the wrong word because he's entirely a main
No,
event.
I said that, and I agree with that. Talent's the thing, but also, like, you know, I just told you guys it would be the 9th or 10th best selling pay-per-view of his career in terms of main events, and all of a sudden everyone started backing off the take. Like, I just don't think he's that main event draw anymore. But here's the question: if you're talking about Jones, I don't either.
Yeah,
I'm just as confident as you in the numbers.
The last pay-per-view was probably it probably wasn't his worst.
If I had to guess, like, so say he has 12 main event pay-per-views, Jon Jones, I bet you this one versus Cyril Gane was probably like 8th.
I'd say it's rated like number 5 or something in the middle, because
that's
people were waiting for Jones's return. They
rather,
knew he was coming back at some point. They wanted him to come back, and there's like he has the kind of diehard fans that McGregor has. There's people that love this guy.
They don't give a fuck that McGregor punches an old dude in the bar.
No,
you know what I mean? So like the same thing, but they're gonna buy his pay-per-view watch.
I mean, these are guys that beat the shit out of each other for a living. Like not all of them are gonna be great dudes. No, that's what they do for a living. They can't all be fucking GSPs. GSPs are a very respectful fighter, and like a fucking that's in my book why he's the GOAT. If I had to pick one, like gun to my head, who's the GOAT? It's GSP.
Canadian.
But you could make an argument about that's. I'm also maybe biased because I'm Canadian. Maybe that's the thing too. But you could make the argument about Jones or Khabib or any of those guys, and you wouldn't be wrong. Like there's not a right answer.
You can make you hear that TikTok? Where camera am I looking at here? You hear that fucking TikTok? The UFC GOAT just said you can make an argument about Khabib being the GOAT and it not be wrong. So fuck you guys. I'm not wrong for saying Khabib was the GOAT.
No, that's like
the UFC GOAT. Just fucking said you're not wrong for saying Khabib. But here's my only question. Like, would you rather see Jones versus Ngannou? And I know this is never going to happen because, like you said, Ngannou might not come back because Dana White said it's never going to happen. Would you rather see Jones versus Ngannou or Jones versus Cormier? Hypothetical, obviously, for the heavyweight belt. What would you rather see?
Right now, like Cormier out of retirement, you mean? Or like...
Well, yeah, but dude, Ngannou's never going to come back. These are hypotheticals all day long, right? Like, Ngannou's never coming back. Because Dana White said no.
We've seen
Cormier's
Daniel Cormier, and he's probably put on like fucking 40 pounds.
That's why I said he'd be a heavyweight now. He fought him at 205. So this is what I'm saying. Both of them are 0% chance of happening. Which one would you rather see is what I'm asking.
Ngannou, yeah.
For sure.
Me too. Okay.
But I love
But you get what I mean. Like DC would probably that would sell a lot of. I'd be excited to see that.
If like DC was still an active fighter and
same with
like in top shape and everything, I think I'd rather see DC because that would be the more competitive fight. Because I feel 100%. Jones, unless he got caught with like a fucking sledgehammer, he would just dummy him the same way.
But it'd be different at heavyweight, right? It'd be because they always did at 205. Like it'd be different at heavyweight because Cormier could be a little bit heavier.
Cormier would be way more comfortable for sure. Yeah.
No, I just mean like that because they're both like 0% chance of happening, right? And Ngannou's never coming back. Cormier's never coming back.
Well, you know what? If you're talking about fights that'll never happen that I would want to see is GSP versus Khabib. That'd be the greatest fight of all time.
But also like, and this is just from the casual fan.
It might be love it. It would probably be
the most boring fight of all time, but it would also be like the greatest.
Actually, you know what? You know what would happen was it would probably be a fucking strike fight because like
they
on their feet,
be able to take each other down kind of thing. Yeah,
like not even that, but like a lot of times you see two grapplers get in the ring or two wrestlers or whatever, and you're expecting one of them to win by submission, and then they don't even fucking go to the ground once because they're both like afraid to go. They just end up striking like fighting each other on the feet, and I feel like
there was a fight like that recently. I can't remember who it was though.
Yeah, no, it was.
Before you guys fucking continue, let me plug in this light so people can fucking see you.
Well, we'll keep it going. We're getting close. We're 33 minutes. We're just doing a casual pod for the boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But just like you said, where sometimes think of
What's the battery on the laptop?
Habib versus McGregor.
You're good.
Think about right before that ended, Habib landed a right hook on McGregor's fucking jaw that knocked him down, right? And people are like, Habib can't strike. He's going to have to take him down to win. And the one thing that kind of changed the tune of the fight is Habib right hand. So like you said, GSP versus Habib might be a stand-up fight.
That was like the biggest highlight of that entire fight.
Other than Habib jumping into the crowd and fighting Dylan Dennis.
Yeah, that was...
I loved it. No,
I actually...
main event shit.
I don't know, like, fucking, maybe people hate me for this, but Habib, like, something about him, just, like, I can't be a big fan of him for some reason. I don't know if it's because of the jumping out of the cage or...
Because he's white.
No.
What?
What was the fight he did recently? He did something in...
White.
Oh, you know what it was? It was Makachev. Makachev's another guy that, like...
Islam.
I don't root for that. There's nothing to do with that.
His name's Islam Makachev. Makachev, yes.
Yeah, there's nothing to do with it. What pissed me off was him after the fight against Volk. And, like, you know, you'd think he'd show a little bit of respect after going to war with the guy.
They call him too small.
But he's like, something about him being short. Like, it was like after the fight was settled and she was chirping about being short.
And he lost. He low-key lost that fight.
And he did. Yeah, and he even went on, like, TikTok or whatever the fuck, making a video with all his boys laughing about Volk. No, he was doing the Aussie chant. He was like, Aussie.
It's pretty
It's like, fuck you, man. Like, and that's... Khabib was, like, the same way.
See, I love that, though.
Yeah, I know you love that shit.
Like, I love it. So, like, Brock Lesnar, like, when he became the heavyweight...
All pub is good pub, right? That's fucking this guy's...
Well, no. I think the game needs... baby faces. Like, I think it's just like WWE. You need to be able to cheer for guys because he's a good guy, like GSP. You also need to be able to cheer for guys that fucking are shit guys, that are bad guys, like Conor McGregor. They're both fucking... You know what I'm saying? Brock Lesnar won the heavyweight championship, and he fucking... The first thing he said was... Frank Mir had a horseshoe up his ass.
Yeah.
And I took it out.
I love
and
that.
I beat... That's just as disrespectful as what you're talking about. Why do you love Brock Lesnar doing it?
No, because...
I took the horseshoe out of this guy's ass and beat him over the head with it. That's the same as being disrespectful. He didn't respect him. He walked up to Frank Mir, threw his mouth guard at him, and told him, like, you're a fucking pussy. After he just beat him, right? I think they both have their place. Good guys and bad guys.
At that time, I was like not even watching UFC. Like I would watch that back and shit. So like I can't have immediate reaction.
It's different still.
And was Frank a gappy dude?
No, Frank Mir beat him once. That was the only thing. Frank Mir
broke his
time,
ankle, yeah.
And the second time,
Great
Lesnar
fights,
beat him.
great fights.
And then he fucking walked out and chirped the fuck out of him. And then literally Joe Rogan said, what do you think of this fight? And that's when he said that famous quote of, he had Frank Mir had a horseshoe up his ass, and I pulled it out of his ass, and I beat him over the head with it. It was the best quote of all time. That's not respectful. That's fun to watch.
But in the Volk and Makachev case, it's like... Volk it just seems like the most genuine dude, and like the one guy in UFC that's like impossible not to like.
Yeah,
and like he never is actually like beefing anyone. Like
I don't think that's a problem either. I just think they need both guys.
Wait, yeah, like if you're sure, you're just taking shots in the dark at nothing though, is what I'm saying. Like if you're going on TikTok and making fun of the guy because you never,
especially when he lost,
you went in there with respect.
He lost, and his face was battered more than Volk's, and he's talking shit like.
Yeah, but sort of same with Paddy Pimblett and Sean O'Malley.
Lesnar,
they got on there and
like Volk. When you're chirping Volk to a certain extent, it's almost like a little bit.
I don't
cringy.
disagree at all.
It's almost a little bit cringy.
Don't disagree at all.
There's no reason to be doing this because like
he went up a weight class and everything, and he fucking he won the fight. And when it comes to Lesnar too, I wasn't watching UFC at that time, so I don't know what the press conference beef was. Like I'm sure they talked a lot of shit.
It was just Mir beat him the first time. Lesnar beat him the second time, and that's where all the beef happened. Because Lesnar, like I said,
I just can't really have
good guys and bad guys. Like McGregor gets fucking. But we talked about it the other day, and I got ripped for my fucking Irish accent for trying.
McGregor's another asshole.
But he's like, but he's a draw because you need good guys and bad guys to be a draw. That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying I have a hard time cheering for those guys. Like
but you cheer for them to get knocked out.
Well. If we're talking about cheering for people who get knocked out, I want to see Jake Paul versus fucking Mike Perry.
Okay,
Two fucking assholes.
What do you think about Paul Fury? I watch it. I thought it was subpar. So
there was is
the Jake Paul career over?
No, he'll keep.
No, they're gonna have a rematch for sure.
Paul versus, but it was boring though. It was a boring fight in my opinion. Paul.
No, that's how Paul's gonna get beaten because fucking he's got the heavy right hand and he's gonna look for the knockout every single fight and he's gonna win every fight that he wins from a knockout like that. And the guy that's gonna beat him is the guy that's gonna be quicker on his feet. He's gonna just chip away at him, like chopping down a tree, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead, Stu.
It was a split decision though.
But it was boring. Yeah, I watched it. That's
it was like semi-boring. Like it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't like.
That's why I don't give a fuck.
No, it was a good fight actually.
Yeah, I know.
I thought it was good for I don't watch a ton of boxing, but it was
boring.
Yo, speaking of boxing,
It's like an average ball. Like
Yeah,
no one got
yeah,
knocked
yeah,
out.
yeah,
So
you're
if,
right,
if no one gets knocked out, then
Yeah.
you,
There's
like,
0% chance of
casuals will say it's boring.
I'm
like,
a casual. I'm a casual
when it
too.
comes to boxing, I'm pretty much casual too, unless I'm watching bare knuckle boxing, and I've watched
That's
cards.
different. That's
I've
different.
watched cards
That's way
where there's
different.
15 fights on a card, and every single fight is a knockout. 15
Yeah.
fights in a row where you see 15 knockouts, where 10 of them or 13 of them are in the first round. Like I remember watching a card, and it was like 15 fights or however many, 10 fights. And 9 of them were done in the first round. Like that's a boxing sport I get behind. But I don't know, fucking Jake Paul. I think the next fight for him is definitely Tommy Fury. That's what's next on for him for sure.
Go ahead. You had a question first.
I was gonna move on from Jake Paul because I had another.
Oh, can I?
thing
Yeah.
See, so my only take though is that the only fight that I could give a fuck less about Tommy Fury. I think the only fight that I want to see Jake Paul do that I'd buy is Jake Paul Nate Diaz. That's it.
Yeah, well, I want to see fucking McGregor Diaz before that even. Like, fucking,
Yeah, well, me
why
and
is-
you made the best
Yeah.
McGregor fucking exit plan. Now he's going Chandler, and it makes no sense. We made the best exit plan for McGregor of all time.
I'm
It
actually
didn't happen.
stoked for the whole McGregor Chandler shit though.
Yeah,
like
but Chandler's
that.
gonna kill him.
I think so.
Yeah, right, okay.
But like, I don't know the way that McGregor strikes and shit. Like, obviously, there's been no proof of him recently, but you look at his run when he had 2 belts, one on each shoulder, and he was knocking people out.
I don't
Left,
think
right.
he's gonna
center.
kill him.
I-
You
you don't think Chandler's gonna kill him? Man?
I think
think-
a good fight. You were just talking about Daniel Cormier coming back and getting the ring with Jon Jones.
Yeah,
dude.
we were talking about Francis Ngannou coming back too. Neither of them had. Both of them had 0% chance. That,
Yeah, but
that
if-
McGregor versus
McGregor versus
Chandler is
Chandler's-
actually happening. It's 100% chance.
Yeah,
it's
but
gonna
that's a lot less of getting thrown to the wolves than
happen. One
throwing
is a
Daniel
hypothetical
Cormier
and one's a
Jones.
real thing. Like that's happening.
Okay, well, I don't know. But do you guys follow boxing? Like, you know, like the Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis thing? You've been
The
seeing.
Tank Davis, yeah. I don't know. I didn't.
That's
watch it, though.
not. I'm not a big boxing guy.
Is
But
that like
apparently-
next weekend or did that already happen?
It's soon. I don't know when, but it's
follow.
like I think it might be April. I mean, I don't know when, but apparently allegedly that's a super fight. So I've been like kind of.
Apparently.
I've
What
been
weight- I
getting
don't know
into
what weight
fucking
class they are. Do you?
When it comes to
the
boxing,
one-
like I only watch like fucking
140,
Tyson
I think.
Fury
I
fights.
just don't
and
know them. I just don't know boxing
I'll
like
probably
that,
tune
right?
in for that, and I'll
I'll
know
tune
nothing
in for that.
about
Now
them.
I'm
but
so amped. Now I've been seeing so many videos
Yeah.
about it, so
Yep.
that's good for
I
boxing.
feel
It's a
like
fight
if that hasn't happened
They're
like
both
this weekend,
undefeated.
it's coming up like very soon.
It is
Like,
very
yeah,
soon.
it's like next week. It might have already fucking happened.
they're both.
Andrew, our fella Andrew, this live video on Instagram. Shout out.
Cam said Kachuk in the UFC. Eh?
Which
Matt-
one? Which one? Which one?
Definitely Brady.
Oh yeah, Brady would have better
Brady.
chance. He's a big boy.
Imagine.
Yeah, 205 or 185 Brady.
I'd love to see fucking a few NHLers in the octagon.
Like
kind of
Ryan
thing.
Reeves.
Yeah, fuck, man. Well, you even see a lot of like you see NFLers and shit, retired NFLers and stuff go fighting. I've seen them in UFC. What, I can't think of the guy's name. There's
Greg
a guy,
Hardy.
Greg Hardy.
Brendan Schaub.
Yeah, imagine you see an NHLer in there, like fucking. That'd be sick. Imagine you see like Zdeno Chara. Both his parents were wrestlers. They were both professional. Or they were no, not
I just
both.
can't picture
Actually, I should say both his parents. I'd say his mom. I don't know if his mom was a professional wrestler, but his dad was definitely a
His
professional.
mom was an Olympic gold in
She
wrestling.
might have
Look it
been.
up. I don't know.
Like, man, he's a giant. So,
She was
like,
also
she was
6'4".
probably some sort of athlete, right? But I think his dad was a professional wrestler. And the guy fucking ragdolled. You'd have 2 Toronto Maple Leafs, 1 on each hand, fucking. When he was playing on the Sens, right? Like, ragdolling these guys.
Ryan McCabe. That's
Yeah.
that's one of the most
There's a
things
famous
about
clip of that.
No,
And imagine him in the, like, I would love to see that. Brady Kachuk's another tough guy. Fucking. Yeah, rough night. Andrew, yeah.
Sure versus
Actually, you know what? It was a great night at the ring. It was a tough loss. And I hate the shootout. I hate to see it. I wish it was like overtime.
No, that was
unlimited
great.
overtime.
That was the best case scenario. 9 rounds in a shootout. That means
Yeah.
like you know that.
That's your money's worth. But
Yeah.
I mean, I wish there was no shootout at all and it just kept going overtime because it was such a good electric game of hockey.
That was great.
50-something shots for the set. Matt Murray was standing on his head. I don't know
Yep.
if Andrew, if you're just tuning in now, I was praising Matt Murray earlier there, which I don't praise too many Leafs, but that guy was standout. I don't know if you guys want to get back to talking about the Leafs and Sens games and then
So-
kind of.
Okay, so we can wrap this up. We're 42 minutes in. So what I wanted to do here, there's us 3. We hate the Sens. Ty hates the fucking Leafs, but we got to do like a fucking 3-minute trust circle where we go a minute here, where it's
3
like
minutes.
I can.
Sean, we got a
We've laid
timer?
eyes on shit live, right? You guys want to do that or what? About
Yeah, let's
you know
go.
what I mean? Like,
What does this entail? Do it.
okay, so I'll start it. I'll start it off because so 1 minute. I remember I had a famous take of Mo Sider saying like this, like he is him. I think Jake Sanderson is him. I do think that Tim Stützle has the ability to be the biggest steal contract in the NHL. The way he played was unbelievable. I thought Brady Tkachuk looked kind of average today, but I also think that the fucking Ottawa Senators are one goalie away from going on like a 9-10 year in a row making the playoffs. Your top 3 defensemen are Thomas Chabot, who looked unbelievable tonight, Jake Sanderson, who looked unbelievable tonight, and Jacob Chychrun, whether you want to slot him in at 1, 2, or 3. Like any of those, you know what I mean? I think they were very good, and I think the core of their guys are way better than I thought. That's my trust circle. I never want to compliment the Sens, and I just complimented them all day. I don't know who wants to go next. It's the 3-minute trust circle here about the other person's team.
Well, I've been praising Murray like all night, so fucking I gotta be careful how fucking much I praise Murray here. Like fucking, there was a few Leafs that stood out to me tonight though. Mitch Marner, bunch of fucking slick hands tonight. Plays where he was doing spin deeks and shit, like fancy shit, right? He was playing great. Matthews, like, he had some good chances, but they seemed to shut him right down tonight, which was great from Ottawa.
He had 2 apples.
Yeah, but he didn't dominate like
he did, like I've seen it.
Yeah.
Even Nylander, like I fucking thought they did a good job of shutting those guys down, but Marner was a guy
seemed a little bit invisible.
Whenever you cover like Nylander, Marner, you got or Matthews, you got Marner. Oh, you got the next guy open, and you could see multiple times where the Leafs took advantage of that, where Ottawa's defense was, covering the star on the ice, but then the Leafs got another star out there.
We do have a lot of, like, you know what I mean, of like star talent. Like even like guy like Kerfoot and Yarncrook look good today. Like same with like guys like you said, Brandstrom.
Yeah,
Brandstrom looked great. Like he's one of those guys that's like a Yarncrook or a Kerfoot. Like you know what I'm saying? There was some
scary
random
young
guys
defensemen,
being great.
Kerfoot looked good tonight too.
The Senators have some scary young defensemen. Like, they're all young. Like think about it.
Yeah.
Zub,
the big
too.
hit, dude.
They're all like 26 and under. I think Zub's probably like 26 or something.
He's actually, he's probably in his prime right now. He's probably like 27, I want to say.
Right.
Yeah, and they signed him for 4 years.
So 5 of the
Great deal.
Who would be the 6th guy? Nick Holden or something?
Holden, yeah.
So
Joe Blow, yeah. I mean,
he's gonna go. He's probably not gonna.
We'll replace him with somebody.
But he's a great dressing room guy. Like a great. That's why I think they got Chychrun on, like playing on the same line as him, because he's new to the team and everything, and you already got the different pairings already kind of established. You got a new guy in, and I'm on the fence about DJ. Like I'm not a big DJ fan, but I think
at the end of the year.
But I think he made the right call with at least maybe the first couple of games putting Holden and Chychrun together, because I feel like that kind of get him into the whole vibe of the team. I think the Sens dressing room has a great group of character guys, and I think that's part of Pierre Dorion's strategy, is getting guys that heart and soul, like guys that work hard every night, that care about the team. They have a good. It was the opposite of what we had 5 years ago when Erik Karlsson and the beef with Hoffman's girlfriend and all that was going on. It was toxic dressing room, and the whole team disbanded. They all went their own ways, and now I think they learned from that, and they're like, we're gonna build a team of like solid guys that look out for each other, that are friends and shit. Like, because we had the whole Uber incident with Duchesne and all that shit, right? It was like, what's going on in Ottawa? It was a mess. And I was like, okay, we need character guys. So we got like Brady Tkachuk, and Jimmy Stu is like his best buddy.
And Norris was even in the line. Like you know what I mean? Like Norris is hurt. Like
imagine he's in the lineup.
That's what I mean. Like he's another core guy.
He's our sniper. Like he's the guy that is supposed to
break it. Look, okay, so that was
they're
my
very
trust
similar
circle.
players.
I don't know if I'm taking away your trust circle thing. To break it might have looked like the best person on the ice, but Stu, you got to take over.
DeBrincat was playing great.
And then we got to wrap this up. I don't know if anybody's out here. 1:15 a.m. We got to wrap this up soon.
No, yeah, 100%. But no, I don't really have anything to add on. Like regardless, like you covered all. I feel like every player almost that played the game was mentioned. I want to mention Bobby or what's his name? Bobby McCann.
Yeah, Bobby Joe Blow. Yeah.
So we were like, fuck, like I've only seen this guy play like 2 or 3 times. Like this guy's in the lineup tonight. That's crazy. And then they gave him the opportunity for the shootout winner, which would have been awesome. Bobby the new nickname for Bobby McCann is Bobby Millions, all right?
Yeah.
Bobby Millions is the chance to ice the game. He didn't do it, but if he's going to be a regular, he's going to stick around, play a few games.
What about...
I'm a big fan of Bobby Millions.
What about Justin Hall?
It's Brody, isn't it? Isn't it Brody McCann?
It's Bobby McCann.
I'm pretty sure it's Brody McCann.
I guarantee you.
It's Bobby McCann?
I guarantee it.
Is Justin Hall like
Jamie, can you look that up first?
Yeah. Bobby? Thanks, Jamie.
Is Justin Hall the Leafs Zaitsev though? I heard you guys ranting
my
Justin
God,
Hall.
Justin
is
Hall
there
is
all
dog
night.
$1,000,000%, a million thousand percent.
Dog shit tonight,
Oh.
but every night.
Yeah.
So.
One thing I will
He
say,
scored his first goal tonight though. You saw that? He fucking wiped
Yeah.
down score like
Yeah,
his own
yeah.
net. He was back checking to intercept a cross crease or something. He wiped it, just fucking crashed into the net behind
Yeah,
Murray.
he's like, yeah, it's his first goal.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. Fucking, I love that.
I will say last take on the Leafs though is that back in the day you could see a guy like Luke Shannon drafted. He was supposed to be 6, so to see Luke Shannon in the 2 jersey and the Leaf again, it was kind of cool to see.
Yeah, I didn't even know. Like, I didn't even
stupid,
think
but,
he
it's
was going to be playing, and then I saw him out there. Like, fuck, you know what's crazy is like I remember when he was drafted and all the hype, but now it's like he's probably getting close to retiring or something. Like, it's like where's time gone? Man? Where's time
We're old all of a sudden.
That's why you got to do this kind of shit. Fucking get together with the boys, your buddies, wherever. Fucking go see a hockey game. Call your buddy if you haven't talked to him in a while. Whatever the fuck. Get together and fucking do this kind of shit because
always
we've been having a great time and fucking even though the Sens lost, I had a fucking blast there. And I was been to a few Sens and Leafs games where I've seen fights break out and someone pour a beer on someone and shit in the stands, like shit like that. None of that tonight. I just saw pure respect. Other than like we were all chirping, go Sens, go goalies, go whatever. That's supposed to happen. But even after the game, I talked to multiple Leaf fans and it was a good game. Fucking whatever.
Yeah.
It was good times. There's a couple there that are fucking walking out though. There's people chanting the "Go Leafs Go," and it was like just way after the game. And I just fucking walked right.
Guys in their grill, you see me following them down the hallway,
Guys
and they're
following
like,
him,
"Oh,
yeah,
Sens, go!"
Like he's part of their crew.
yeah, fucking classic. No, that it was just they were out there. Like everyone else was like over it at that point. The game was done. We're all just fucking leaving the place, and these guys are being loud as fuck. So I was like, all right, you're gonna do that. I'm gonna fucking give it right back to you. So I was gonna go Sens go, but they deserved that. I thought.
Oh, absolutely. All day.
Any other fucking? I guess we get in final thoughts here, unless you guys want to talk about anything.
It's a good place to end it, I think. But.
No, yeah. Before we end it, I think Ty's got the final thought today. Before we end it, shout out our boy Bacon.
Yeah.
Our boy Cam on the fucking ones
Cam.
and twos. Cam's on the ones and twos.
Cam on the Cam.
He's Jamie. We got B-Nix. We got Strom. Make sure you fucking subscribe to his Twitch, Strommonopolis. We got our boys out here. Thank you, boys, for having a great weekend with us. Everybody in the background, like I pretend like we have 27,000 people here. Thank you, boys in the background. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
That's my final thought.
Stu, any final thoughts?
That's it.
All right. Well, I think you guys talked, like last week I wasn't on the pod because I lost a good buddy of mine there. Big Dave passed away. I think you guys talked about it there last week, but we always end the pod with something he always taught us. And the guy, like I don't even have words for how much I love this guy. He's one of my best buddies. So we'll end the pod as we always do, but shout out Big Dave. And something he always said was, if you can't be cool, be careful. And if you can't be good at it.